Hello there, and welcome to this Advective weather update on the life-threatening situation of Tropical Cyclone Freddy's landfall in northern Mozambique. Freddy has made landfall in Zambezia Province, Mozambique, around 30 kilometers east of the city of Quelimane. That city is the provincial capital, and up to 500,000 people live in the immediate landfall zone. At landfall, Météo France estimate that Freddy had winds of 150 km per hour and a pressure of 963 millibars, making it a tropical cyclone on their scale. It's moving to the northwest at 6 km an hour, or 4 miles an hour, and earlier this afternoon was stalled almost stationary offshore. This has allowed storm surge to build to a life-threatening 3.5 meters, or 11 feet. The image on the right is from a few hours ago from a NOAA satellite as it was approaching landfall. The official forecast from Météo France is for Freddy to weaken extremely slowly. It could have tropical storm force winds of 65 km an hour, 10 minutes sustained, a full 2 days after landfall. It could also produce hurricane force winds and that life-threatening storm surge of 2 to 3.5 meters over coastal regions of Zambezia Province near Quelimane for the next 12 hours or so, which is a nightmare scenario for the hundreds of thousands of people who are directly caught in this storm's path. Farther inland, away from the coast, rainfall could peak at up to 500 millimeters or 20 inches, which will cause devastating flooding across large areas of inland Mozambique and southern Malawi. People in those regions need to be prepared for these floods, as they are imminent. Looking at the weather models before we go into what you can do to protect yourselves, the European model has Freddy over western Mozambique, of course, because it's made landfall, but it shows it dissipating, which is a key thing. That increases the rainfall totals relative to if the storm moves out to sea, because it will remain in place for a longer period of time and will rain itself out, meaning all the moisture in the storm will make its way to the surface, which is considerably worse than the forecast, meaning rainfall could be higher than 500 millimeters if the storm dissipates, as the European model shows. However, it does initialize Freddy considerably weaker than its current estimated intensity, and other runs of the European, its ensembles, at a lower level of detail, suggest that it could remain a tropical storm and move back out to sea towards southern Madagascar. We'll have to keep watching and see how this changes. The GFS model is much more in line with the Météo France forecast. It initializes stronger than the European model, still too weak, but better. It moves Freddy back out to sea after only 2 days, which I believe is faster than Météo France forecast. This allows Freddy to keep tropical storm intensity throughout the 5-day period, and indeed it re-strengthens for another time in its life as it moves towards southern Madagascar. In a worst-case scenario, Freddy could bring hurricane force winds to southwest Madagascar, which would be the third direct impacts to the island from this storm after its landfall as an intense tropical cyclone on its first pass, the substantial rainfall and gale force winds it brought to southwest Madagascar as it stalled offshore several days ago, and potentially with this third pass. However, it should be noted that there are some models, including the Euro, that keep it over Mozambique. People in southwest Madagascar should be aware and prepared for further flooding, but it's by no means guaranteed this time. Pay attention to the local weather agency and of course Météo France for further updates as we get a better idea of where this storm will go. But what you can do in Mozambique and Malawi, of course, remain in shelter or seek shelter immediately in the affected coastal regions. Life-threatening conditions are ongoing near and in the eye wall, as well as in the eye with that storm surge. These conditions could remain life-threatening for more than the next 12 hours. Hopefully, you have basic supplies where you are, but some people won't. Supplies from officials and aid workers will arrive as soon as possible after the storm has passed, but due to the slow-moving nature of the storm and how long in duration the effects will be, it could be a day or two or more before supplies are able to start arriving in the city of Quelimane and surrounding areas. Aid will get to you as soon as possible if you're in the city, but please stay safe and don't go outside until the storm surge recedes. There are dangerous things in storm surge. It's not just water. There'll be debris, sharp objects, and potentially marine life as well. For inland regions, flooding will start imminently if it hasn't already. If you are an inland resident from Mozambique or Malawi, and you have been advised or told to evacuate due to the threat of flooding, you should make movements now. Do not try and stay in your home if you're in a flood-prone area. Make any last-minute preparations, bring any precious things with you if you don't want to leave them in your home when you evacuate, but leave now. Time is running out to evacuate from inland areas. Once the flooding starts, do not enter fast-moving floodwaters. Most deaths happen in fast-moving floodwaters. People underestimate the strength of water all the time. It will sweep you away. Even a foot can carry away a car, and only a few inches can sweep a person off their feet and carry them away. We're likely to see quite a bit more than that level of water with these tropical rains. Please stay safe and take reasonable actions to protect yourself and others from these floods. Thank you for watching. We hope you're staying safe wherever you are in the world, especially this part of Mozambique and Malawi today and in the next several days with the floods that are about to begin. In future videos, we will have a link for where you can donate if you wish to. We're not a particularly big channel, so we don't think that a aid push by us would have much impact, but those sorts of things we'd like to be doing once we get bigger. But for now, we'll direct you to other movements to give aid to the people who are being impacted. Once again, thank you so much. Please stay safe and have a good day.